This is Stefan Schmidt for InsiderIowa.com. One of the questions that's coming up as we approach the November election is whether the poll numbers are holding up. And we have still a big gap between the current governor of Iowa, Chet Culver, and his challenger, Governor Terry Branstad. My own view is, based on studying this for 40 years, that usually the polls close up on election day, and the closer you get to the election, the tighter the polls will be. I think that it's likely that if Branstad wins, he's not going to win by an enormous 20-point lead as the polls have been showing. The other thing is that Governor Branstad has been in debates with Mr. Culver, and I thought it was a mistake for him to agree to debate because it actually puts him in a position where he is vulnerable, where he can be asked a lot of questions. In some cases, he has not really been able to answer those questions very well because his administration, in the 4 terms that he had as governor, were not really as spectacularly successful as people believed when he first got nominated. And for someone who is far ahead and has a lot of money, I always thought that he should have tried to basically postpone the debates and maybe avoid debating at all. And with Governor Culver, I think in the last week or two, he has been polishing his message and has been talking a lot about the fact that Iowa is in pretty good shape. Compared to the rest of the country, it's about 3rd in the United States in terms of being in fair shape economically. The budget situation in Iowa is not so bad. The budget has been balanced. Government has been tightened up some, and there is a prospect that in the next year, the state will have sufficient revenue. Farm prices, the prices for commodities are very strong, and the tax revenue generated from those is likely to make the Iowa economy fairly stable. And I think Culver is making a better case that he managed the floods in Iowa, the economic crisis, and even some of the scandals at the film office and so on, that he handled those fairly well, that people were fired, that things were straightened out and reorganized fairly quickly. And he's only begun to make a case for himself in the last 2 weeks, really. And I have a feeling that we will see a surprise. It is even possible that Governor Culver will close that gap and will actually win the 2010 governor's race, although he's going to have to struggle very hard to accomplish that. In politics, anything can happen. This is Stefan Schmidt for InsiderIowa.com.